Hey everyone, welcome back to Chelder, where we dig deep into history and uncover the most insane facts you've never heard before. Today, we're diving into one of the most epic empires of all time, the Mongol Empire. You might think it's all about horses and conquering, but trust me, there's way more to these warriors than just riding fast and taking over lands. Stick around for 30 mind-blowing facts about Genghis Khan and his Mongol legacies that will make you say, wait, they really did that? Fact number 1. The Mongol Empire was the largest contiguous empire in history. At its height, the Mongol Empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe, covering an astonishing 9.27 million square miles. That's about 16% of the Earth's land area, making it larger than the Roman Empire, Alexander the Great's conquests, and the Islamic Caliphate combined. To manage such a vast territory, they developed intricate administrative systems. But imagine the logistical nightmare of ruling an empire where it could take weeks just to deliver a message to the other side. Fact number 2. Genghis Khan's real name wasn't Genghis Khan. The founder of the Mongol Empire was born as Temujin around 1162. The title Genghis Khan, which means universal ruler or oceanic ruler, was given to him after uniting the Mongol tribes. Temujin's early life was far from royal. His family was exiled, and he was even enslaved by a rival clan. His rise to power was the ultimate underdog story, proving that even a destitute outcast could conquer half the known world with determination and a lot of horses. Fact number 3. The Mongols had an unparalleled postal system. The Yam system, a network of relay stations, allowed messages to travel across the vast empire faster than ever before. Riders on horseback could switch to fresh horses at designated stations and continue their journey without delay. This innovation enabled orders to be transmitted over thousands of miles in days rather than weeks or months. It was so efficient that historians compare it to the internet of its time, if the internet ran on hooves and saddlebags, of course. Fact number 4. The Mongols were experts in psychological warfare. Before attacking a city, the Mongols would spread terrifying rumors about their ruthlessness, creating a sense of inevitable doom. Cities often surrendered out of sheer fear, which saved the Mongols time and resources. If that didn't work, they had no qualms about using extreme measures, like launching severed heads over city walls to demoralize their enemies. They didn't just win wars with weapons, they won them with terror, making them history's first masters of mind games. Fact number 5. Genghis Khan exempted teachers, doctors, and priests from taxes. While his reputation for brutality is well-deserved, Genghis Khan also understood the importance of knowledge and health. He offered tax exemptions to educators, healers, and religious figures, recognizing their value to society. This policy encouraged the exchange of ideas and innovations, helping the Mongol Empire thrive. Genghis wasn't just a conqueror. He was also an unexpected patron of the arts and sciences. Just don't expect him to cut you a break on rent if you were a merchant. Fact number 6. The Mongols didn't care about your religion. One of the most progressive policies of the Mongols was their religious tolerance. Whether you worshipped Allah, Buddha, Christ, or even a sacred tree, you were free to practice your faith as long as you stayed loyal to the Khan. This open-minded approach helped them govern a diverse empire with minimal internal strife. The Mongols weren't just conquerors. They were diplomats who understood that tolerance was a powerful tool for unity. Fact number 7. Genghis Khan's death is shrouded in mystery. Despite being one of history's most influential figures, the circumstances of Genghis Khan's death remain unknown. Some accounts claim he fell off his horse, while others suggest he succumbed to an illness or was injured in battle. His burial was equally enigmatic. Legend has it that his funeral procession killed anyone they encountered to keep the location secret, and rivers were diverted to conceal his grave. To this day, archaeologists have yet to find his final resting place. Fact number 8. The Mongols introduced passports. The peza, a medallion issued by the Mongols, served as a passport granting safe passage and access to resources across the empire. These early travel documents allowed merchants, diplomats, and officials to move freely, facilitating trade and communication. It's ironic that the people who conquered borders were also the ones to make crossing them easier. for those they liked anyway. Fact number 9. Their horsemen were the stuff of legend. Mongol warriors were unparalleled in their horsemanship. They could ride for days without stopping, thanks to their sturdy steppe ponies and their ability to sustain themselves by drinking their horses' blood in emergencies. Their ability to shoot arrows accurately while galloping at full speed made them the medieval equivalent of fighter jets. Fast, deadly, and virtually unstoppable. Fact number 10. The Mongols created the first international trading network. The Pax Mongolica, or Mongol Peace, established stability across the Silk Road, allowing goods, ideas, and technologies to flow freely between Europe, the Middle East, and Asia. This network not only enriched the Mongol Empire, but also influenced global trade for centuries. Without the Mongols, your spaghetti might not exist. It owes its origins to noodles brought west from China during this era. Fact number 11. The Mongols revolutionized siege warfare. The Mongols didn't just rely on their legendary mobility. They were also masters of siege tactics. They adopted advanced siege weapons like trebuchets, battering rams, and even early gunpowder weapons from the cultures they encountered. If a city resisted too long, they'd divert rivers to flood it or use tunnels to collapse its walls. The Mongols were like the Swiss Army knife of warfare, versatile, inventive, and utterly devastating. Fact number 12. Women played significant roles in Mongol society. Mongol women weren't just relegated to the background. They were key players in society. They managed households, held property, and even commanded armies. Some, like Genghis Khan's daughters-in-law, governed large territories. In fact, Mongol women had more rights and autonomy than many of their counterparts in Europe or Asia. So, if you think of the Mongols as a boys-only club, think again. This empire was an equal opportunity conqueror. Fact number 13. The Mongols were surprisingly clean. Contrary to stereotypes about nomadic people, the Mongols placed a high value on hygiene. They bathed regularly, sometimes daily, in rivers or streams, and they carried brushes to groom their hair and clothes. They also avoided contaminating water sources, considering it sacred. It's ironic that while Europe was grappling with plagues, these so-called barbarians were arguably cleaner than most knights. Fact number 14. The Black Death spread via Mongol trade routes. Speaking of hygiene, the Mongols unintentionally facilitated one of history's deadliest pandemics. The bubonic plague, or Black Death, spread from Asia to Europe along the trade routes established by the Mongols. While they didn't cause the plague, their vast empire's interconnectedness ensured it traveled quickly. Some historians even claim Mongols catapulted plague-infected corpses over city walls during sieges. Biological warfare at its grimmest. Fact number 15. Kublai Khan ruled over a golden age of culture. Genghis Khan's grandson Kublai Khan became the first non-Chinese emperor of the Yuan dynasty, ruling China during a period of incredible cultural flourishing. He promoted literature, art, and science while encouraging trade with Europe and the Islamic world. His court was a melting pot of cultures, where Marco Polo himself spent years as an envoy. Kublai was less about conquest and more about building, though he still kept a big stick handy. Fact number 16. The Mongols valued merit over lineage. Unlike many empires that prioritized noble bloodlines, the Mongols promoted people based on their abilities. If you were a skilled warrior, administrator, or diplomat, you could rise through the ranks regardless of your background. This meritocratic system helped the Mongols attract talented individuals from diverse regions, ensuring their empire ran like a well-oiled machine. When it wasn't busy conquering, of course. Fact number 17. Genghis Khan's descendants influenced much of Eurasia. Genghis Khan's legacy wasn't just territorial, it was also genetic. Studies suggest that as many as 16 million men today may be direct descendants of the Khan, thanks to his numerous offspring and the vast reach of the Mongol Empire. It's safe to say his influence is still alive and kicking, quite literally, in the modern world. Fact number 18. The Mongols were masters of adaptability. The Mongols were quick learners, adopting the best technologies, strategies, and administrative practices from the cultures they conquered. Whether it was Chinese gunpowder, Persian siege tactics, or European metallurgy, they incorporated it into their own systems. Think of them as the ultimate innovators of their time, borrowing ideas and improving on them for maximum efficiency and maximum domination. Fact number 19. The Mongols created history's first no-fly zone. Mongol territories were so secure under their rule that even birds couldn't pass without permission, metaphorically speaking, of course. Travelers and merchants could move safely across thousands of miles without fear of bandits, thanks to the Pax Mongolica. It's ironic that the people who terrorized cities were also the ones who made long-distance travel safer than ever. Fact number 20. The Mongols respected enemy talent. That if the Mongols conquered your city and noticed you had a particular skill, be it engineering, medicine, or astrology, you'd likely be spared and put to work. They were ruthless, but they weren't wasteful. This practice allowed them to recruit some of the best minds of the era, helping them build an empire that wasn't just vast, but also highly sophisticated. Fact number 21. Mongol warriors were experts in psychological warfare. The Mongols didn't just rely on brute force. They mastered the art of psychological warfare. They used fear as a weapon, often making brutal examples of cities that resisted them. The Mongols would destroy entire villages, leaving only a few survivors to spread tales of the horrors they'd witnessed. This created a reputation that preceded them, making many cities surrender without a fight. It was a terrifying mix of cunning strategy and sheer terror. Fact number 22. Mongols could shoot arrows while riding at full speed. Mongol archers were legendary not only for their precision, but for their ability to shoot arrows while riding at full speed. Their famous composite bow, made of wood, horn, and sinew, was far more powerful than the longbows used by their European counterparts. Skilled riders and archers, Mongols could launch a deadly barrage of arrows while galloping at full speed, making them nearly impossible to catch or defeat in battle. Fact number 23. Genghis Khan's real name wasn't Genghis Khan. The name Genghis Khan wasn't the ruler's birth name. Born as Temujin, Genghis Khan later took the title Khan, meaning universal ruler, after uniting the Mongol tribes. The title Genghis, often translated as universal ruler, was likely derived from the Mongolian word Chingiz, meaning oceanic or limitless. So, while we know him as Genghis Khan, his rise to power began with a more humble name and an extraordinary vision. Fact number 24. Mongol horses were more valuable than gold. The Mongols' legendary cavalry wouldn't have been as effective without their horses, which were a critical part of their success. Mongol horses were incredibly hardy, able to survive harsh climates and travel long distances without needing much food or water. In fact, horses were so valuable that they were often considered more precious than gold. A well-trained horse could be the difference between victory and defeat, which is why the Mongols went to great lengths to protect their cavalry. Fact number 25. The Mongols invented the postal system. Genghis Khan's empire spanned vast territories, so keeping in touch across such a distance was no small feat. The Mongols created an extensive postal system, using a network of relay stations and mounted messengers to send letters and commands across the empire. Known as the Yam system, it was an incredibly efficient communication network, and its influence is still seen in modern postal services. Fact number 26. Mongol soldiers were skilled in multiple forms of combat. Mongol warriors were trained not just in archery and horsemanship, but also in hand-to-hand combat, swordsmanship, and even stealth tactics. Their training was grueling and rigorous, preparing them to fight in any situation. From horseback to the battlefield, Mongol soldiers were able to switch between tactics at a moment's notice, making them one of the most adaptable fighting forces in history. Fact number 27. The Mongols defeated the most powerful empires of the time. When the Mongols swept through Eurasia, they defeated some of the most powerful empires and armies of the time. They crushed the Khwarezmian Empire, the Jin dynasty, and even took down the powerful Islamic Caliphate. Despite being outnumbered in many cases, the Mongols' military innovations, speed, and tactics often ensured their victory. They proved that sometimes it's not the size of the army, but the skill of the warriors that wins the day. Fact number 28. Mongols preferred to capture, not kill. The Mongols often preferred capturing their enemies over killing them. They They would spare skilled soldiers and craftsmen to incorporate them into their empire. This practice allowed the Mongols to gain access to the knowledge, technology, and manpower they needed to build and sustain their empire. Instead of eliminating potential threats, the Mongols absorbed them, turning former enemies into valuable assets. Fact number 29. The Mongols were skilled diplomats. While the Mongols are often remembered for their brutality, they were also skilled diplomats. Genghis Khan and his successors were known for negotiating alliances and offering peace deals, especially if they saw the benefit. They could be both fierce warriors and pragmatic rulers, knowing that diplomacy often worked better than outright war, especially when it meant getting resources without the hassle of fighting. Fact number 30. The Mongol Empire created one of the most successful trade networks in history. One of the lasting legacies of the Mongol Empire is the vast trade network it established, connecting the East and West in unprecedented ways. The Pax Mongolica, or Mongol Peace, allowed merchants to travel safely across Eurasia, leading to the exchange of goods, ideas, and technology. Silk, spices, and other valuable commodities flowed freely across the empire, creating one of the most successful and far-reaching trade networks in history. And that's a wrap on our journey through the Mongol Empire. Who knew that behind the bloodshed and conquest was such a complex, strategic powerhouse? From horses to trade, these guys were total game changers. If you love these insane facts, don't forget to subscribe to Chelder and hit that like button. It helps us bring more wild history to your feed. See you next time for more shocking facts that'll leave you speechless.